All right, so here we have the piston I plan on using on this 265. I originally bought this for the 305, but I plan on making it work for the 265. And how I've gone about figuring that out is I've just ran some simple math here and to see if I could get these pistons to work. So I know from past experience that there is a rod that you can get that isn't an aftermarket 6-inch rod that will work in this combination, but I don't have access to those, so I roughly knew nearly what length rod I needed, but just to show you how I can make sure all these things are going to work. And the reason I'm choosing to modify the piston is because the piston height is easier to modify as long as you're not taking too much off than it is to modify the big end of the rod. Technically, if I was to modify this and cut off what I needed, I could. It's just a lot more work than cutting down the top of the piston. So anyway, with that said, what I did is I took the deck height of a small block Chevy, I wrote it down, the stroke, 3-inch stroke, rod length, 6 inches, and compression height of this piston, which is 1 in 560 thousandths. What we need to figure out is what I need to mill off this piston. So in order to do that, we need to find the maximum compression height of a piston that can be in this combination. So if you take the deck height and you subtract it from the stroke divided by 2 plus the rod length, it will give you a maximum piston compression height that will fit within the deck of a small block Chevy block. So after running the numbers, we have 9 and 25 thousandths minus 3 divided by 2 plus 6, which gives us a maximum piston compression height of 1 in 525 thousandths. So knowing that this piston is 1 in 560 thousandths, we take that number, we subtract the maximum height, and that gives us a value of 35 thousandths. Now, that would be the top of the pistons dead flat with the top of the deck of the block. And what we need is a little bit of a buffer there. So I've gone ahead and I've added 5 thousandths to the top of the piston being milled off, which brings us to 40 thousandths that I need to remove from this piston. One other thing to note is I do have the crankshaft. I do have these connecting rods. Now these are floating wrist pins, and this is a press fit piston. The set of connecting rods I ordered are press fit, but for mocking up purposes, I could throw that piston on this rod, stick it in the block after everything's done, and make sure I don't have any issues. So anyways, that's how I went about figuring out if this piston will work with the combination of parts that I have in order to build this 265. Now, if you're interested, go ahead and hit the like, share, and subscribe button, and you can follow along as I build this 265. I'm going to document and show everything I do. It's not going to be a crazy build, but ultimately when I'm done, I'm going to try and track down a dyno and see what this little thing will put out. So if you're interested, hit the like button, the share button, the subscribe button. It will help out in the long run if I get enough people. If not, I'm still going to do this. So either way,